are in rally cars on a Tarmac rally stage, and it cost us £3. Starting in Ben Collins' neighbourhood of Exmoor, we're road tripping to the north coast of Devon to find a strip of tarmac steeped in motorsport history, and yet one that is completely open to the public. Ben, I'm quite new to the southwest, but you're a Devon boy.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Welcome.
heard of Porlock Hill?
Porlock, yes, the town that was sacked by King Harold.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, you know it for that. I know it because apparently there's a £3 tarmac rally stage. You pay £3 and you're onto a rally stage around Porlock.
That I didn't know, but if the roads are anything like this to go by, it should be pretty awesome.
Okay, well I gather you've also got a new road rally car. You
Yes.
bought a new whip.
Yes, engine's tuned, everything's been fettled, she's ready to go.
Can I see it?
Yeah. It's just over here.
Ben, you now have 2 Integrales.
I know, I couldn't
Why?
help it. I love the 16 valve. They're quite unique. It's narrower track than this one. This one just looks mad because it's got the wider track wheels.
So were you actually always after an Evo, but
Yeah.
you bought 16 valve?
It's your fault
It
because you
was
got me
my
into
fault.
this because I was looking at Peugeot 205s.
Yes.
But once you kind of get bitten by that bug, the wider presence of the Evos got into my head. So I had to have one. So here it is, and I actually kept it OG. So it's had some upgrades, like the wheels. I've got the original wheels still, but the Abarth racing wheels just look really cool.
Yeah, they are cool.
Engine's been tuned, so it's still 2 litre, but it's got the slightly advanced piston, so it's now got a bit more power than the original. So it's 280 instead of 225.
Okay, I like it because it looks mint, but it also looks like you've given a bit of a rally this morning, which is the way it should be. So you've gone Group A, I've gone slightly later World Rally car.
Yeah.
Martin the Subaru.
Is this actually Richard's car? Was this car living at your house now?
No, I picked it up from his place this morning.
Did you really?
So, we're off to a cheap rally stage, and I'm going to take a Grand Tour car. Everyone's favourite. Now, I've deliberately made sure that today's video is sponsored by C-Tech because I know that Martin spends sometimes week after week in this barn without being driven, and I can almost guarantee that someone has forgotten to plug him in to his CS1 charger. As predicted, fingers crossed, he's got some juice left in him. Flat as a pancake. Thankfully, got back up. This is C-Tech's CS Free charger, which acts as an adaptive booster to gently charge up a flat battery in under 15 minutes. So let's use this to jump Martin and get going. Now, of course, it's best to frequently charge your car's battery with a CS1 instead of jumping or using an adaptive booster, as it maintains its capacity better and prevents unintended wear on the battery. A well-charged battery ensures you won't get stranded, giving you confidence to crack on road tripping to wherever you want to go. Success! Rally time.
Despite the short passage of time between these two cars when they were made, this is such more a modern car. I mean, it's got all the mod cons. Getting up this morning, it's 15 minutes to warm it up and demist and all that stuff. You realise you're in an older car. But as to which is the best, we're only going to find out.
Yeah, should we go rallying?
Let's do it.
So that's the latest addition to the Collins garage. Anything else coming this year?
I am buying, or have bought, a Nissan Silvia.
Ooh. Which one? S14, S15, S13?
S15. So, film's just come out called My Fault, and it's one of the hero cars in that movie, and it's super cool. First time I've driven one. It's the DRIVETRIBE General.
Very cool. Is the car heavily modded or is it quite stock? What's the plan?
It's imported from Japan, so I think it's maybe got a little bit of extra power. I think there may be a little bit of chip action going on with it, but no, it's mostly unmodified except for the livery, which is super cool. So when you see the movie, you'll see what I mean. Have you just got Richard Hammond's car collection on tap at your disposal?
Kind of. I have to ask very nicely and explain what I'm looking to do with it, but he is very chill with his cars. I think to a limit. I think if I went after his Turbo S, he might ask more questions than usual, but you know, me and Martin are almost kindred spirits now. He's pretty chill.
So besides rally cars in the 90s, have you got a favourite hot hatch, Mike?
I do. It's one of my dream cars. It's an MG ZR 160. My first car was a Rover 25. The cool version was the MG ZR, and then the 160 is like the GTI version of that. VVC. It's a really cool thing. Trophy yellow. I really want one.
I was hoping you might say Metro Turbo, being a Rover man, but you've gone yet again for a niche one I've never heard of.
Ben, something weird about today. For the first time ever, I think I'm faster than you.
Well, that's a bold statement for the start of the day. Now, your car may have more power, but it's going to be interesting to see how agile it is, changing direction. It's going to be about getting that rotation, Mike. If you get any understeer, that's game over.
It might be different on the rally stage, but up here on the moors, he's not getting away. Heading down towards the coast, Ben made sure to point us in the direction of a landmark truly out of a fantasy movie. It's called the Valley of the Rocks. Wow. It is like Lord of the Rings. It looks like the outskirts of Mordor. It's one of those rock formations that looks like a castle. It almost looks man-made. Up both sides. Wow. That is sheer down there. Ben, this is pretty special. If you're a Devon boy, did that mean you came to places like this as a kid?
Actually, I didn't. I grew up in mid-Devon, but this is one of those sort of secret locations it's really hard to get to. It takes you a while to get to. Because Mike is a very specific type of nerd, I thought we should stop in a local spot that would get him breathing heavily. So, Mike, I've picked this little stop for lunch. Basically, part of Linton I like to think of as Nerdville, which has got the model railway. You can do a little ride-on action here and really geek out in your favourite environment.
Thank you. Of all lunch spots, one that's got a model railway, you've absolutely nailed it. Thanks for bringing me here, Ben. This is pretty much my perfect day. A cliff railway and rally cars.
Mega, isn't it? It's stunning. We've got good weather, so it's all good. I'm sorry that the model railway was closed.
The guy's ill. It's a shame. Apparently it's open every day of the year. Some old lad in the village, but it's not open today.
Well, dry your tears. There's plenty more to do. People don't want to talk about choo-choos. But cheer up, because we're going to go straight up that hill, get on that toll road and give it some.
Okay.
Yeah?
Let's finish our toasties.
Wallop.
Taking to our homologation steeds once more, we skirted along the North Devon coast to reach the start of our hidden gem destination. Built by a local landowner to bypass the steepest A road in the UK, the 25% gradient A39, this toll road snakes its way through the Porlock estate. People have been racing here since 1900, and in 1960, Porlock Hill became part of the RAC Rally, a proper tarmac rally stage, and it has been used as one ever since. Apparently anything from 4 to 5 minutes is quick, but what if you have a, for legal reasons, ex-stig behind the wheel? Don't spend it all at once.
Well, thank you all.
May I go first, sir?
After you.
Porlock Hill. Let's see what you got.
Oh, he's off. Fern, he has dropped the hammer on the Subaru.
Oh, come on, Martin, let's go. Being a toll road, you inevitably end up at the toll booth.
Thank you.
No doubt, he's very excited to be driving Richard Hammond's car, famous Martin. But I think if Clarkson had to choose between these two, Jezza does love a hot hatch and he's a big Lancia fan, so I think this is the car that he'd choose, and it's definitely my favourite.
Listen to that turbo. There's no way the turbo in that Lancia is making noises like that.
I'm trying to stay fairly close, see if I can observe a few of his lines around these corners. He's quite speedy, is our Mike.
Oh yes, got fresh Michelin's, 530 horsepower, stock brakes. I think that's what's gonna possibly hamper play a little.
Slightly cautious that I don't come around one of these hairpin bends and find him just sort of broadside across the road, having spun out and near missed a tree.
If there's ever a time I'm going to open what I call the McRae flap, that is rally car.
The thing I love with this car is just the little pop-offs from the turbo, that little high-pitched whistle it makes when you're going flat out and you just back out the gas. It's just quite endearing. It just sort of sense the car's really working to deliver that power.
In a straight line, I'm leaving that Lancia for dead. And maybe through the corners? Don't get ahead of yourself.
Sweet then. Lovely, thank you.
I've got him loaded up too.
You can immediately feel Martin is at home. There's a perfect amount of slip, a perfect amount of grip. He's just searching for where his power can go.
You've got to think about those rally boys, absolute nutters going through here sideways through these trees. There's just no room for error. Make one mistake, getting straight into one of those things to a dead stop.
We've recently been filming at M Sport. A Rally 2 car, one of those little Ford Fiestas, would be manic up here.
And my Lancia just bottoming me out slightly there. Almost certainly you give the car a little bit more float if you're going to do a real rally, so the car can absorb the big bumps and bangs. Mine's a little bit more for street mode, slightly lowered, perhaps beyond where it should be.
I always wonder when you come across roads like this, they've been made for a purpose, but is it like this purely because of the geography, or was there a petrol head behind it? Did it need all of these hairpins and some of these amazing sweepers that you can see all the way through? Is that just luck? Or was there a secret petrol head in that guy? It was in the 1800s, so probably not, but I'd like to think there was. What do? Do you concentrate on hitting your apexes? Or look out, oh my God, that beach down there. What a place! How have I never been here before? How's Ben never been here before? He lived here. After a full afternoon learning every centimetre of the stage, we finally ran out of pennies. With the toll man now set for life, we admitted defeat. That's me our cash. Reckon we can open a tab. Next to points?